Hello and welcome back to another video from me, FPL Crusader. My name's Luke. Today we are doing my Game Week 1 draft, my latest draft as it stands, and I think I've got the price points down pat. I just need to, might do a few tweaks later on, but I think this is the core 15 I'll go with. We'll reveal them all as we go, and I'll have some discussion points there in terms of pricing. There's been a few updates over the last couple of days. Apparently Morgan Rogers went off with an injury this morning. We're not entirely sure how difficult that is for him, but we'll see what happens. But the squad's been through the majority of my drafts, and I think it's looking pretty good. So let's jump straight to goalkeepers now. I've got Sanchez in goal because I want part of that Chelsea defence, and I can't really get to Kukurea. But Sanchez in goal looks good. I've got Dubravka there as well, so he could be going to Burnley as their number one starter, which is 4.0 million. That's amazing. So it'll either be him or Darlow. But as you can see from the fixtures, both are looking pretty good. I'm not really going to play Dubravka much, but he does have a couple of greens there. But Sanchez, he got 6 clean sheets in the last 10 game weeks last year, which is pretty impressive. 52 points over that 10 game week span. With 4 bonus points, he had 2 clean sheets and 5 goals conceded in the Club World Cup. So Chelsea as a team, defensively, are on point. They're looking really strong. And he'll get a lot of save points because they do let some shots in, but he is a good shot stopper. As I said with Dubravka, he's the Burnley's number one. He is a bargain starter. He's left Newcastle, so I think he should be good. Having a look at Chelsea's fixtures there, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Fulham, Brentford, United, and Brighton. It's not bad to start off with. So if you want to triple up, go for it. But I think you need at least 2. 1 attack and 1 defence. Looking at Dubravka there for Burnley. Leeds, Wolves, Arsenal was shocking. West Ham, Chelsea, and Brentford. So their good run starts from game week 8. So you can dovetail these two, but I mean, Scott Parker Ball with Burnley, do you really want to? It's a bit of a risk. But if you absolutely had to, having a 4.0 starter in Premier League is pretty good. So I think for now it'll be Sanchez. At the end of this, I'll show my team. Then I'll show an alternative team with 1 or 2 place changes you might be thinking of yourself. Let's have a look at the defensive line here. I'm looking to start with a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 structure. So I won't be starting more than 3 defenders, but I might be pumping out a bench boost. First things first, set and forget Virgil van Dijk. He's 6 million. His defensive contributions will go right up. I expect Liverpool to start the season extremely well. I've got Vardiol there as well. Set and see, because I'm not really sure if he's going to be playing in the centre. I'm not sure about his attacking returns, and I'm happy to pivot across to Ryan Aitnoy. Similar with Virgil, I'm happy to pivot from him to Frimpong or Kirkes are the same price, and if they start teeing off in terms of attacking returns, I don't mind doing a hokey cokey, as you call it, for the same team. I think that's good. But I think Virgil for now will be set in stone. I'm not saying he's a season keeper, but I think he looks good. Vardiol, probably about 80%. I'll keep him. I'm just not entirely sure. I think if I can find someone that's less than 6, I can use that money elsewhere. Wan-Bissaka. Now, everyone's going in on Diouf from West Ham recently, so that could be him or it could be Diouf, but I need someone from that West Ham defense. I've also got Destiny Udogie, who had an injury cloud, but I think he's better now. I think he'll start game week 1. Listening to the Clash of Correspondents week on Planet FPL. Sorry, Correspondent week on Planet FPL. The concern over Udogie is if he plays against Paris in the cup game, he might not play a couple of days later in game week 1. But worst case scenario, I chuck Van der Ven in there. De Kuiper from Brighton, he looks really smart. I don't want to get burnt 2 years in a row from having a wide defender from Brighton who looks really smart in preseason and then does not much. But I think he'll do pretty good. As I said, Destiny's a winger. Wan-Bissaka and De Kuiper rotate relatively well. You can see there from the fixture tickers, Brighton and West Ham rotate okay. So when Brighton have red fixtures, West Ham have decent ones. But take this with a grain of salt because I'm not entirely convinced in West Ham's defense, but we'll see how they look moving forward. Let's have a look at the midfield, and obviously it's Magic Mo. Mo Salah is a set and forget for me. I will keep him there. So it's basically him and Van Dijk taking up 20 million of my budget, but that's okay. I don't mind. They're reigning champions, and odds on they could go back to back. Now, part of my structure is that I don't have Cole Palmer, to cover him, I've brought in Pedro Neto. So Pedro Neto last season finished with a bang. He got 5 goals and assists in his last 5 game weeks. At the start of the Club World Cup, he was on fire as well. As we know, towards the end, Palmer scored in the final, and João Pedro did good in the other 2 knockouts. But I still think Pedro Neto is very important to this team, and to get them starting the season well, I think you do pretty good. And Dingra could ping. Now he's in a Brighton uniform there, but he is playing for Sunderland, so he could ping very good. And at 5.5 million, he's not too bad. Rodgers and Kudus, as I said, I need to keep an eye on Rodgers. I'm not entirely sure if he's injured coming off and that's a long-term injury or if it's just a precaution, so watch this space. It'll be all over social media, so don't worry about it. You will get the information. Mohamed Kudus, with the likes of Kulusevski not looking that flash, James Maddison is out, Sonny's gone, Kudus will get the number 1 spot in that midfield. So expect him to start the game running. The concern with the Spurs players is always the same thing. Unless you're Harry Kane, are you going to get 20 returns a year? I'm not sure if he will, but he's going to be exciting nonetheless. They've got a great fixture run to start off with, so I think they'll look pretty good. If we look at the fixture tickers there for Spurs, Sunderland, Aston Villa, there's greens galore. So you can, I don't like the word rotate, but you can rotate them pretty good. I've only got one Aston Villa midfielder. A lot of people are jumping into Daniel Mellon. I've had this issue for the last 3 years. Preseason form is great, but it doesn't equate into game week 1 form. So just watch out there, I think. Pedro Neto could be someone else, but I want someone from that Chelsea team. Saving the extra 3.5 million from Cole Palmer is really important to me. So I needed it for my other price points. Mo Salah's a given. Rodgers will wait and see. Kudus is a given. And Adingra, well, Adingra could be anyone in that 5.5 bracket. He could be Harry Wilson from Fulham, and he could be another Fulham player, which I'll touch on a little bit later. But that's my midfield. I think it looks pretty strong, to be honest. We'll see how it looks moving forward. Up front, now this is where I differ from a fair amount of people. I mean, he's still 20% owned, Erling Haaland. I've got Danny Welbeck there as well, and I've got Mark, I'm going to call him Goo. And Haaland we trust. Is he the permanent captain? Look at that start. Wolves, Spurs, Brighton, United, Arsenal, Burnley. Not bad front 6. They should have fun at home to United. Away to Arsenal will be interesting. The professor and the assistant. Who's going to be the best? Pep or Arteta? I don't really know. I think Arteta's all fart no poo sometimes. I expect Manchester City to start the season really well. Pep had a disgusting season last year for him, so I'm expecting them to start pretty well. So that's why I've got Haaland in the team, as well as Vardiol. Welbeck is the number 1 now for Brighton. He's on pens. João Pedro's gone. There is concern over Rutter taking his spot, but Rutter can just slide in behind him like Pedro did last year. There's a couple other players in preseason who have been playing there, but as I said before, watch out for that preseason form because we don't exactly know if that equates into game week 1 teams. The last preseason games are happening this week as you're watching it. Keep an eye on those formations because generally, and this is a generalization, but generally the gaffers like to play their number 1 team at least in one of those halves, and you should be able to tell which one that is. Now, this bloke going from Chelsea to Sunderland, Mark Guiu, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just going to call him Marco. Marco's going to Sunderland, and he could do really well, especially in the first 2 games, West Ham and Burnley. After that, he'll be cannon fodder on the bench. The only reason I've really put him here, if he's a starter, is so I can bench boost in game week 1, and he's 4.5. There aren't many other 4.5 attackers that can actually get you some returns, and he is one of those players. Let's have a look at the team as it stands now. I've put this through Fantasy Football Hub. They reckon it's 90% good. I'm not sure what that means, but it's better than 20%. 60.3 points. I put it through FPL Team. 67.5 points with a bench boost. So this could be a bench boostable team in game week 1. Dubravka if he starts. Mark Guiu if he starts. Everyone else should be starting for their respective teams. You can see some locks there with Virgil, with Salah, with Rodgers, Kudus, Udogi, and Kuiper. The rest of them, I mean, they could be up for grabs, but I'm still relatively certain they're going to be those players or those price points. So to run it through, it's Sanchez in goal, Van Dijk, Vardiol, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, which I'm expecting some decent returns from all three, including defensive, but also clean sheets. I've got Salah. I think Neto's going to hit the ground running. He's one of the fittest players in that team, and he's quite creative as well. So I'm quite excited to see what he can do at the start of the season, given those pretty good fixtures. Rodgers is a lock as long as he's not injured. If he's not, then I might have to bring Mellon in, which could free up $2 million I can use elsewhere. Kudus is a lock. He will stay there. Haaland is probably a lock, and so is Welbeck. Dubravka, if he starts, otherwise it's Darlow, but I'll just put him there for now because it's easier. Udogi, De Kuyper, and Adingra. Adingra could change, as I said to you earlier. But this team looks pretty good. I'll be happy to start the season off with this team, and I think it could do very, very well. Another variation of this team is similar price points, but it's slightly different. So I've gotten rid of Sanchez and I've brought in Sales. I've taken Vardiol down to Nico Williams, and I've put Guiu up to Beto. Now, what this could do is having a better forward line for Beto. I just listened before this. I just listened to the correspondent week, and Mark Southern's talking about Forest, and he wasn't convinced about doubling up on their defense. So that Sales could be Sanchez, and I still keep Williams there, whilst also bringing in Beto as a 5.5. Muniz is potentially leaving Fulham, which isn't good for us. So if he stays, Raul Jimenez came back with a slight injury from international duty. So I'd expect Muniz to actually start. So that Beto could be Muniz. One of the other concerns for me is Adingra, whether or not he starts, because they've done quite a bit of shopping there, Sunderland. So I could bring in, as I said to you, from Fulham, Harry Wilson. Also, Josh King from Fulham is 4.5 midfielder. He's been playing in the 10 position during our preseason. Now, Emile Smith-Rowe was thrown in there last season. He did okay, but not great. He's been playing left wing in the preseason, and he's been on fire. He's looking really good. I think that's his preferred position. Quite a lot of the time when he was playing for Arsenal, he was playing in that left wing position just to fit into their squad. So I think he's actually used to it now. He's not the quickest, but on the ball, he is amazing. He can get past a player, and he can put in a good pass. Josh King playing in the 10 position. Yes, he's small and he's only 18, but he's got some skills about him. He knows exactly how to go. If he starts, I'm putting in my team. Not only does it save me $1 million that I can put elsewhere, I can probably keep the likes of Vardiol. But he's got a goal on him, and he's a good assister and a good passer as well. So I'd probably take the punt on him for the first few weeks. If it doesn't work out, I can slot him back to the bench as well. But hopefully, if I do that, if I replace Adingra with Josh King, I can still use my bench boost, and I can even put Beto up to another 6.5 forward, or I can go all the way up to Evan Nielsen. But having Liverpool in that first game for Evan Nielsen doesn't really sit well with me. But these are some of the things I'm thinking about. But the structure is relatively well set. The midfield's pretty much set. It's just the bench positions for me currently that I'm trying to work through. Wan-Bissaka could be Diouf. I might just don't worry about it and go with the tried person who was good at the end of last season. Sales and Sanchez, they can be interchangeable, and as I said, Nico Williams and Sales double up. It's probably not the smartest considering the turbulence Forest have had in preseason. But those are my teams. Let me know what you think of them. Before I go, I just wanted to run through some chip strategies I'm currently thinking of. The chip strategy, first of all, for me, for triple captain would be Salah, either in Bournemouth for game week 1, which would be good. They'd start the season off very strong. Bournemouth's defense has been decimated. Away to Burnley game week 4, home to Sunderland 14, and away to Leeds 15. His farewell game before he goes to the AFCON. Haaland will be Burnley game week 6. I think that'll be very popular for those who own Haaland. Everton in game week 8, Leeds in 13, and Sunderland in 15. All home games. I'm probably thinking Burnley. It'll give me 5 weeks to see how good their defense is. Then I can think about how good Haaland's playing, and then just slap it on him. What are we looking at here? Bench boost is different for me. I mean, I'm probably going to do it game week 1 just to get it out of the way. We've got another one in the second half of the season anyway. Game week 4 looks like a decent bench boost if you've got a lot of the players from the top teams. And then 16 with the mini wildcard. With those extra 5 transfers, or those 5 transfers, you can pretty much have a mini wildcard to change your team, and it should be straight away a bench boost. Would look very good. Most people strategize the bench boost after a wildcard. So either do it in game week 1 or game week 16 will be probably the smartest way to do it, I would say. In terms of free hit, you can either wait for a double or go game week 6 and game week 12, which is a few of those game weeks where the top teams are playing each other. Wildcard for me will be game week 6, 7 or 8, because the fixture turns for Arsenal, Chelsea and Newcastle happen in those 2 game weeks. So that's on paper what I'll probably do. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope it wasn't too quick. I hope you enjoyed everything I had to say. As I said, thank you for tuning in. I just do this as a passion project, so don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you've got any feedback, just let me know. If you like my teams, let me know. And if you want me to look at your team, feel free to put it below this on the socials, and I'll have a crack at it in a video next week. Thank you very much. My name's Luke, FPL Crusader. Have a good week.